for some peace of mind. But TikTok said a gator drove a Jeep through the blinds. Florida man's at it again with fireworks and a goat. And someone married a ghost in a Dollar Tree coat. Hey, what in the Walmart rapture is going on? Aliens dancing in a Waffle House song. Karen's got a taser in the checkout line. And Dr. Oz just adopted birds to fight off crime. Oh, I'm just sitting here scrolling, my jaw on the floor. The internet's a circus and I can't take no more. Yeah, when it's wildin', there's a raccoon in the sink. Someone robbed a Wendy's just to steal a frosty drink. A pastor's gone viral yelling about the end is near, while folks ride hoverboards in wedding gear. Yeah, what in the Walmart rapture is this mess? Florida's a movie, but it's filmed in VHS. Someone fed meth to a squirrel named Dave, and now he's in a cage just throwing rave. I'm just...
Well, I just can't leave without the world going crazy. Now, there are a bajillion and 27,000 headlines, most of which involve snow and Minnesota. Now, I have thoughts on the snow, I have thoughts on Minnesota, but I am not smart enough to give you my hot takes. So there you guys are, I'll give you guys the headlines. As always, I encourage you guys to think for yourselves. I do know that Bronca has a couple of streams where he breaks down the latest Minnesota shooting with ICE agents. And he seems to do a pretty good job and understand the legal parts of that. But I understand that there are going to be opposing sides as well. So I would say go to your trusted, people to get more actual breakdowns of what happened. Because I have been judiciously ignoring the news this weekend and definitely just have not. I was like trying to cram, Bronca at time 2 speed, which is kind of hilarious because Bronca as a chipmunk is a bit hilarious. But we do have some stories, so I will give you guys some headlines with that, with the caveat that there are going to be many, many different opinions, and we are probably not going to get a fulsome idea of what actually happened for a while. So we are in the fog of the 24-hour news cycle. So do expect that the story might possibly change, or where we might be, in line for some new information. I don't know if I said clam or glam. Y'all, I legitimately am telling you that I don't remember the words that come out of my mouth hole. I did remember Carmen Sandiego, her way to a clue. So I did remember that one. I wrote it down. But most Moisms... So the SIG handgun found on Alex Peretti does have a history of accidental firing, which could cause or be a possible clue as to what started this officer-involved shooting. Now, again, I'm not big with force multipliers, but apparently this particular make and model of force multiplier is known to have a very light trigger. Armed Minneapolis anti-ICE protester Alex Peretti was carrying a popular handgun that does have a history of unintentionally firing, leading some, use of force and force multiplier experts to suggest that the gun might have accidentally discharged after a Border Patrol agent grabbed it from him, causing another agent to then open fire, taking his life on Saturday. Now, Peretti was 37 and an ICU nurse, angry at the current administration's crackdown on illegal immigration in Minnesota, and was carrying a loaded Sig Sauer .320 9mm pistol when he allegedly tried to stop federal agents from arresting a woman in the street. Now, again, I don't know anything about force multipliers to this effect, but if this is normal, it could be an explanation. It's someone has lost their lives. And I wish we would all just be sad about that for a minute before we put political hot takes in it. But that is not the current world we live in. Now, there are plenty of videos going around showing one agent yelling gun and grabbing the weapon from Preddy. He's seen it is somewhat of a scrum. I have tried to watch the more stabilized video that Bronca has, and I will say that it is very confusing to me what and where is going on. So I don't know. I don't know that Rhinestone Girl, honestly, I don't think so, but it was really kind of a scrum for me, and I couldn't tell where hands were going and what was being moved. It wasn't as bad as, unfortunately, the video of Charlie Kirk, but it was definitely upsetting. So protect your mental health. This is going to be all over. You know, I always suggest that with really highly charged things like this, we take a breath, wait, and wait for more information to come out before we go to quick judgments. That would be my suggestion. Now, there has been a bit of an increase in, well, protesting, if you want to call it that, or violent protesting in Minneapolis, Minnesota, in response to this officer shooting. There was a violent kind of swarming of a Minnesota hotel believed to have been housing federal agents that left one officer bloodied. Anti-ICE protesters swarmed a Minneapolis hotel where they believed federal officers were being housed, hurling items at people inside, smashing windows, and graffitiing F ICE across the building's facade on Sunday. Now, the large mob descended on the Home 2 Suites by Hilton Hotel late Sunday afternoon or evening, as tensions were high in the Twin Cities just one day after the officer-involved shooting of Alex Preddy, 37, in Minneapolis. Again, you're going to see a lot of hot takes. I'm not your mom. I'm not Jesus or Oprah, so I'm not going to tell you what to feel politically or morally or spiritually, but I would caution all of us to take a step back and wait for all information before we go flippin' flapjack crazy. Now, that's about as political as we get here on Mornings with Mo, so we're going to go to something that also ticks me off. Well, the weather storm. The weather. I am currently being held hostage by schools that want me to look at my children, my young feral children, and tell them, no, you don't have a snow day. You have an asynchronous learning day, which means that the teachers can basically send them Google worksheets at any old time because it's asynchronous, and they have to log in to some manner of website, do said BS, busy work, take up my bandwidth, and then I have to tell them, no, you can't have a free day. And it's supposed to be super duper cold. None of this is going to be melting. And it does look like at the tail end of this week, we could possibly get snow again. And look, actually, all joking and parental complaining aside, it is dangerous to be outside. I completely understand why schools are closed. I just don't understand this asynchronous e-learning day thing. Because really, let the kids have a snow day. Well, a massive winter storm lashed the United States over the weekend and is expected to cost the country more than $100 billion after dumping a foot or more of snow on at least 17 different states and unfortunately costing at least 16 people their lives. Winter Storm Fern battered the country starting on Friday, bringing rare snowfall to Texas and Oklahoma. I always thought Oklahoma had snow in the winter. Learn something new every day. The monster weather system has dumped, at least a foot or more of snow in 17 states from New Mexico to New Hampshire, with the most recorded in Bonito Lake, New Mexico, which recorded 31 inches of slush, according to the National Weather Service. Now, further east, the highest totals were recorded in western Pennsylvania, where at least 20 inches had fallen as of early Monday morning. But the largest snowstorm it was also the largest snowstorm in Boston for nearly 4 years, delivering snowfall totals of at least a foot or 2 feet in Boston. Oh my God, Canton, no, no, for the love of all that is holy, Canton, I hope you lock down. I hope none of you MFers win anywhere. I cannot deal with another Canton snow shenanigans. I'm not going to do it. I don't want to know who had a snow plow. I don't want to know if there was enough snow to track a cat. I am done. Canton, y'all have better been on your best damn behavior, because I will not have another snow trial from you. I can't. I'm just putting that out there. I simply cannot. I hope Canton was locked down. Everyone was not sober, as is legal, in their homes. Now, it does look like the costs to clean up and kind of get businesses restarted along with power outages could be between 1.5 billion or 115 billion dollars, making this one of the most costly severe weather events since the Los Angeles wildfires last year. Now, that figure does account to damage to homes, private businesses, and disruption to commerce and supply chains, which reminds me, everyone who won something from my grift and gift stream, I had every intention of getting these posted before the snow came, but I did not. So as soon as it is safe for me to get on the road, I will be shipping those out. I am very, very sorry for the delay. I will say Uvalde just sucked the very life force out of me, and by the time Uvalde was done, the post office was always closed. And then I did have to get supplies for my own snowmageddon. Now, as of Monday, right now, nearly 833,000 people are without electricity, according to poweroutage.us, which does monitor power outages across the nation. You know, be sure that you are staying off the roads if you don't have to go anywhere. The linemen and people that are working to bring back power are doing just an amazing job. I know that some of them, started to set up pre-storm, so they are out there in the cold and, miserable temperatures to get power back to people. So God bless those guys. Because I know they are working in some really not so great conditions to try to keep people warm. I will have to get some photos of what the snow looked like in my area. It was nice to just kind of stream yesterday and not have to do anything. And the boys did go out, the young ferals did go out and have fun, but they were very, very cold. Like I told them it was going to be very, very cold. Sometimes they don't seem to listen to me. I swear my kids seem to think that I just speak for my own health. Now, if you need, and happy birthday, Miss JKD Buck. And as much as I complain and bitch about e-learning day, God bless the teachers that are spending their time when they could have a snow day too, to make the, work for my kiddos. So as much as I complain, they are also working. I just have to do the hostage negotiation with my ferals that they have to do homework on a snow day. It's just not fun. All right. Well, if you need just a scotch of rage, and I have been kind of shying away from Lord Chippy content just because I figured we needed something a bit more uplifting. So I will only bring you the scummiest of the scummy to name and shame. Although, please do remember that all, you know, douchebags are presumed innocent until adjudicated human dumpster trash in a court of law. So we can assume that he is a douchebag, but until he is actually adjudicated in a court of law, he is simply a, a speculative human dumpster fire. It is super cold here. It is super duper cold here. I think it's like -12 right now. But we do have a contestant for Lord Chippy. Get the lemon water, get the, hydrogen, no, get the rubbing alcohol, because y'all, if you need some rage to heat you up, I have the story.
They're our skin, they steal our grace. These monsters wear a human face. No gavel, no badge, no throne, no crown can stop Lord Chippy from burning them down. Justice ain't fast, justice ain't clean. It's a long, sharp road through the in-between. So raise your fists and light your flames. Chippy's coming and he don't play games.
All right. Now, like I said, I've been staying away from the Lord Chippy, but this one just, when I say, like, usually things that just slightly bother me, irritate the snot out of me, this makes me want to go old school. Like, this makes me want to go Dirty Harry Moe or Charles Bronson with, my Webley. A 12-week-old baby passed away after her first and only solo play date with her father, 24, as he was arrested for this crime. Now, I don't bring this to you. I bring this to you because I'm outraged, but also this beautiful baby girl deserves to be remembered. And doggone it, if this doesn't make you outraged, I don't know what will. I would much rather we spend a lot of time being outraged at these human dumpster monsters than whatever political crap we decide divides us. Because I think we can all, left, right, center, white, black, yellow, polka dot, zim, zer, can agree that this shouldn't have happened. In Maine, a man has been arrested and charged with ending the life of his beautiful 12-week-old baby girl after she was found unresponsive before passing away in the hospital. Sean Samuels, 24, has been arraigned in Penobscot County Judicial Center in Bangor after his daughter, Layla Samuels, was rushed to the hospital, where I am sure those doctors, those nurses, tried their best. This is the issue also. Not only is this precious baby girl and her mother and family a victim, those doctors who spent years to protect and save children, that is their goal. They're probably going to carry this for the rest of their lives. It is not one tiny precious victim. It is ripples of destruction this man has caused. Now, responders did try to save this beautiful baby's life. She did start to respond at home and she was taken to the hospital, but unfortunately, the injuries were too catastrophic. Now, a family member told the Boston Globe that this incident happened the first time that Samuels was left alone with his daughter. Now, she passed away on Sunday, and her death has been ruled a homicide, according to a state police press release. Now, the cause of her death is tentative because they do have to enumerate the injuries. Now, her mother, Leah Collins, told the Bangor Daily News that Leah was a gift from God and returned to heaven much too soon. Sir, I don't generally do this, but dear tiny baby Jesus, allegedly in Minecraft, should Gen Pop justice happen, I'd see nothing. Okay? Not one damn thing. Again, should a report allegedly in Minecraft come out that this man got the ever-living poo, snuffled out of him. Let me look for some dams to give. Doo-doot, 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 doo-doot. Not one single dam to give. Now, Collins said she would be missed by all who loved her. This breaks my heart. She'll be missed by everyone. This child had a potential to be a person. She was supposed to be here. Whatever she did, big or small, we are going to be robbed from. As a world, as a community, as a human race. Everyone is supposed to be here and do something. Unfortunately, some are here to be douches. Now, I will try to keep up with this story. I don't know if it will actually be covered. It does seem like a story that would be one that Court TV or Law and Crime would cover. Do expect about a year to a year and a half for it to even get through pretrial, depending on if there's a plea deal offered. And this could be very likely a case in which a plea deal is offered to spare the family from having to go through a trial to hear these horrible things that happened to this baby girl. So I will definitely try to keep tabs on this, but this might be one of those where it's easier on the family if the family and prosecutor agree to spare them from a trial where they have to relive this, where they have to go through this in depth. So there you go. Now, like I said, this one just broke something in me because I've been trying to stay away from Lord Chippy's stuff because we need good news, but y'all, no, name and shame is something I can do, and this person does not deserve to be called a father. That beautiful baby girl deserved better, and doggone it, naming and shaming is something I can do. Now, that being said, we are going to transition into, well, the stories that'll make us beg for at least some more common sense, but give us a few giggles and laughs, because good Lord, we need some.
The G-Keep Grove, thou glowing shrine of thirst traps, scams, and dollar signs. We chant in tones both grim and low, for virtue fled a long time ago. Kyrie eleison, Christe descendat, final form Jesus return in wrath. With six-pack glistening, sword in hand, he cometh swift to cleanse the land.
Well, directly from our own JKD Buck, and honest to goodness, I'm shocked that this didn't happen in my home state of Indiana, because it does seem like an Indiana crime. Also, if you are playing our bingo, Mugshot can confirm. I can confirm that she looks like the Joker, and she does look like someone who would beat you with a pork product. 18 has been arrested for battery. It's shaken battery, and I helped. I'm going directly to hell. Florida, bless you. Bless you, Florida, in all of your Florida-ness. A teenage girl was arrested for battery after she allegedly struck her mother with a pork chop during an argument. Apparently the salami was... Were the Slim Jims just too far away? You had to take the pork chop? According to a probable cause affidavit, a deputy with the Martin County Sheriff's Office responded to a residence on January 22nd regarding a verbal dispute between a teenager and her mother. Now, at some point during the argument, 18-year-old Farah Kernan slapped her mother across the face with her right hand, as seen on a recording from one of her mother's friend, per the affidavit. Now, Kernan had reportedly consumed alcohol earlier in the day. Now, the mother told authorities that before she was slapped, Kernan had thrown a pork chop at her. The responding deputy said he had observed food residue on the mother's left shoulder so she had pork juice on. You know what? Send me out to these calls. I could be a police officer for the pork violence. Was there a baconing out there? Was there a pork chopping out there? Now, when the deputy did confront the teen, she allegedly appeared confused and provided statements that were inconsistent with the evidence and not related to the battery. She reportedly continued to be both uncooperative, crying, screaming, and, just a little bit of a pain in the ass. Now, she was arrested and charged with domestic battery. I don't know what a porkening would cost, or a drive-by chopping, I guess. I have no idea. That's why I love my morning show. We can go from "Don't you hate humanity" to "She was shaken batterying herself." I mean, this is why you come to Mornings with Mo, because you're gonna get, well, just a whole heck of a lot of random, and that's the way we like it. Well, now, y'all know I am not a sports ball kind of person, and I do not know if this works, so I don't know if I should recommend it to you, but apparently Rams football players are putting peppers in their socks to keep them warm.
What?
I don't think that works the way you work. Well, that's one way to turn up the heat. Below freezing temperatures and blustery winds aren't pleasant for anyone, but were especially brutal for the LA Rams, who are accustomed to warm and sunny weather. So it's no surprise that some of the players turned to an unusual and spicy tactic to stay warm during Sunday's frigid overtime playoff game against the Bears in Chicago. Oh, those Rams. Can you imagine? They come from California and then they end up in Chicago. I can't imagine. No, just take niacin. Okay. Now, for those of you who don't know, niacin is a B vitamin, but it basically makes you flush. It's a vasodilator. So it does make you feel like you're burning alive from the inside. It's in a lot of like the pre-workouts. So that tingly, prickly feeling you feel when you take a pre-workout, that's niacin. That's all you've got to take. I mean, if you want to stay warm. And thank you so much, Rhinestone Wow Girl, for becoming a member. So how is chili in your socks supposed to work? Now, the hot trick up their sleeve, they put cayenne pepper in their socks. The Rams nose tackle Poona Ford showed off his yellow and orange tinted sock after the game and assured that it helps. Now, the unconventional method seemed to give the Rams an extra kick as they won a 42-yard field goal by kicker Harrison Mevis. Now, apparently, cayenne does pack a beneficial punch beyond just warding off the modern-day cold. The spicy pepper has been shown to improve circulation and blood flow through the body. Now, yes, but I didn't think it was transdermal. So putting it on your foot, I can see if you consume it, it's a vasodilator, but now that's thanks to capsaicin, which gives, the peppers its spicy kind of sensation. Now, when applied to the skin, okay, so it is transdermal. Interesting. The blood vessels widen and allow for an influx of warm blood. There you go. There can be a burning feeling. Yeah, shocking. If you rub yourself with chili peppers, it might burn. Now, you're only supposed to put about a teaspoon in your socks and distribute the power by scrunching it in your socks. Now, you can take it too, like I said, it's pretty akin to like a B vitamin or a pre-workout. It is going to make you feel that kind of jittery, or at least it does to me. And I don't know who this boy is, but if it worked for him, now I am not from the UK, but I have learned to make my own sausage rolls and I can see the addiction. Look, they are awesome. I make my own and I could eat, when I do make, now look, y'all, I'm gonna be real honest with you. I buy the puff pastry. I am neither on the Great British Bake Off, nor do I have the time or the patience. So I buy the box of the, puff pastry, but I make my own. I love them. I don't know who's mad at British cooking. I will say the eels thing, the jellied eels and the bean on toast, I don't get. You guys will have to explain cold beans on toast because I'm not sold on it. That being said, Great British Baking Show. Look, I have weird sweaters. Noel has weird sweaters. You need an American co-host. I need to meet Noel and Richard Iowati so that we can all go on Jimmy Carr's, the great big quiz show. Like, that is my bucket list. Thank you. Stop. The cats don't like being picked up all the time. Thank you. Oh, very funny. Aren't you supposed to be looking at homework?
It's a day off.
No, you have e-learning. You might want to go check.
They didn't give us e-learning.
Fine, I will check.
I remember.
Uh-huh. Yes, youngest, most feral is here because he's like, I don't have school. I
Watch videos because Dada.
All right, you're right. We will figure out something to do for learning today. I know. I just want, I don't have really pig bucket list things, but that's what I would, because look, I love to bake, but I have no desire to be baking stressfully on the Great British Bake Off, nor do I ever want Paul Hollywood to test any one of my baking. But I can totally faff about and joke with people and be weird with Noel. And then me, Noel, and Richard Iowati will continue to get the lowest score on the Great British or the Great Quiz Show. But we will make everyone laugh. Which is my thing. If you guys need something to laugh at today, it's called 8 out of 9 Cats, and it's a poetry thing. And I don't remember the name of the comedian. He kind of looks homeless, but in an approachable way. Not that that makes any sense. But he writes a poem about naming men's accoutrements in I think a subway restroom or somewhat. Anyway, it's the most hysterical thing I've ever seen. I'm not selling it as well as I should, but 8 out of 9 Cats is a hysterically funny show. It does involve math, but you don't have to do it, which I find very helpful. Yeah, 8 out of 9 Cats. I love the British game shows where you have someone doing complicated math and comedians who don't know math are trying to do it. I mean, it sounds like a show I would make up because I hate math. Now we get to the part where my algorithm finds them, and then you wonder about my sanity for the rest of the day. We have clips. We do. The first one is, have you ever wondered about aphrodisiacs? Now, not for you, sir. Not that I need aphrodisiacs because, as you can tell, I have biological proof, auditory biological proof that I have reproduced.
One of the oldest and most famous love potions of all was to unknowingly slip a little powdered fox testicle in the drink of your heart's desire.
As you do. I mean, who doesn't have powdered fox twig and berries? You just have one lying around as you do. we must contact Megan Fox to make sure that this is PETA approved. I have a feeling PETA is not going to care for this. It does bring new meaning to sweaty balls.
The right testicle was given to a woman, the left to a man. After a few sips,
What if you're dyslexic? What if you gave the wrong one? What if you gave the wrong ball to the wrong person? Is that how we came up with pegging? Asking for a friend, ancient Romans, but this would explain a lot. I mean, it's no aquedots, but what are you going to do?
they were yours forever. Because foxes are a combination of danger, deceit, and beauty, they have always been associated with women. A beautiful woman is
I love that foxes are dangerous, deceitful, and seductive, like your normal woman. I agree. You should see me when I don't have a Snickers and I'm hangry. I would say polar bear. Fox is being generous.
referred to as a fox. If she's dangerous and beautiful, she is a vixen. The winner, hands down, was the aroma of a freshly baked pumpkin pie with a hint of lavender. The blood flow to the penis increased by 40.
What? Wait a minute. For lavender? Lavender smells like old people. First, I guess most getting some pumpkin pie. I find clips, and apparently we are talking about aphrodisiacs. So if you want to, get your way into a person's pants, apparently pumpkin pie with a hint of lavender. Now, I don't know what they were doing with the pie very near to a schmeckle, but apparently it increases blood flow.
8% after the first smell. Unbelievable.
She did not have a measuring tape. Not the measuring tape. And she's just walking. Oh, I need a doctorologist suit like she has.
To the flour, a powder was added, made from burnt hair from different parts of her body. A few drops of her blood would also be included. An egg would go in for binding. For good measure, she would add a little woman's blood.
I am so glad I live in now times. I would have not. No. I'm good. I am glad to have the miracle that is AC, heating, and deodorant. I don't know how the human race survived. No, because I'm hard pass. Yeah, bring back the testicle. I'll eat the testicle. Which one was I supposed to eat? Not this, whatever this unholy brownie baking episode is.
This magical pie would be baked and served to the man of the lady's choice. As he ate the pie, she would say to herself,
Phrasing. So he is essentially eating a pie with hair from different parts of her body and different bodily fluids.
with each
Out. Get out. You know you're not supposed to be in here when I'm streaming. It's all good when I'm talking about ice agents. It's the aphrodisiac.
bite, we two entwine. This spicy pie will make you mine.
I have no idea what we just watched, but there you go. That went from 0 to 60. Oh, good night, nurse. Where is the next one I was going to show you guys? Police training videos, since we are, always watching trials, I figured we should learn something about policing. And what better way to learn than from a VHS found at a thrift store? Give Found Footage Fest a like and subscribe. That's literally what they do. They go through like old thrift stores, find these training VHSs, and then upload clips for us. So give them a like, give them... Yeah, that was a single entendre. And usually I approve. Oh, not in this capsule.
Let's watch as the officers do almost everything improperly.
What's the problem, kid?
I lost my dog.
And?
Filmed in Canton. Officers Goofus and Goofus. For any other competent policing, let's go to any other locality. Filmed in Canton, Massachusetts. The Goofus. I loved Highlights magazine. If you had Highlights magazines as a child, Gallant and Goofus were your spiritual and moral guides.
Oh! Hey, you want to shut up in here? You got a bunch of clowns in here with you. Stinking around this guy. Still suck that beer up. Yeah. Having fun sucking suds.
And now we want to touch on the
Officer, never change that mustache. Also, I don't think you should touch anyone.
ultimate threat, the face-to-face dealing with another human being. As Bruce Lee said in Enter the Dragon, you must feel locked down on the ligaments and tendons.
Yeah, it's ligaments and tendons. Maybe you should watch more than one Bruce Lee movie.
Remember, feel. And that is a severe blow. Thanks, Eric. Good to see you again.
When approaching a person, it is important not to make them feel cornered.
How could either woman feel cornered? They are gravitationally opposed to each other, because we know in the 80s, if two big hairs got together, they could in fact form a black hole and simultaneously destroy our ozone layer. I mean, this woman's responsible for at least 10% of the ozone just out the gate, right there.
Being able to take physical cues from a person are critical in an aggressive situation.
When the lips are pushed forward or curled bearing the teeth, it's usually a sign of anger. A heaving chest, hands are pumping, the finger may be pointing, the fist may be threatening.
I don't know, with that shirt, I just can't feel threatened. With this entire outfit, I would just laugh with the puffy hair and the Casio. I can't take this man seriously as an aggressive threat.
Hands are pumping, the finger may be pointing, the fist may be threatening. Jerking eyes. This may indicate that a person is communicating with God or Satan.
Wait a minute. Just so I'm clear, jerking eyes are talking to God or Satan, not possibly vertical or horizontal nystagmus from drinking. Good idea. Yeah, let's rewind that. I need to understand.
The fist may be threatening. Jerking eyes. This may indicate that a person is communicating with God or Satan.
So if a person has a lazy eye, do they have a direct connection to both? Like God and Satan at the same time? It's a bit like Good Omens. And 4, You know, we didn't need a puppy kitten break, so we have a
Hi, everybody.
bit of...
It's Paul and Lucky. You know, it's been about 10 months since our little video hit the internet, and since that time, we've been still getting comments from people saying how much joy and happiness it's brought them. I guess people really like you. Anyway, which is why we're at the Luna Verde Retirement Community for Lucky's first day on the job as a therapy
biting
dog.
old people. I should not be laughing hysterically. He's talking to Satan. His eyes are darting. Wait, which way's Satan? Which way's God? Oh, crap. Did we give him the left or the right fox testicle? I feel like we gave... The wrong testicle was used.
I don't like this dog.
I don't know. You get used to it.
I mean, that would be me as a therapy dog. And then finally, because we need spiritual guidance and enlightenment. And where else are you going to find marsupial meditation? Nowhere else but here with Mo. Well, Mo Pearl and me Pearl. Marsupial meditation.
Well, hello.
What in the heaven's gate am I looking at here? I feel like I haven't had enough gummies for this. Also, is that a bath rug? Why am I asking questions?
Your spiritual life stalled. Are you lacking traction to become one with all that is? Well,
I don't want traction, nor do I want to become one with all that is. I'm kind of like an inside cat introvert. I mean, I'm okay. I'm extroverted at sometimes, but I'm kind of not really wanting to become one with all that is. That sounds a little kinky and polyamorous. And I know half of people don't wash their hands when they go to the bathroom. I don't want to commune with those people.
your answer is right here. Proper opossum prayer and meditation. You've all heard about possums playing dead. They're not playing dead. They're communing with the divine. And so...
No, I'm pretty sure they're talking, well, you know, communing with the divine could indicate God or Satan. Were their eyes darting? Blink, Pearl, if you need help. If you are being held hostage by your communing spiritual possums, blink twice.
Can you? As with so many mystics before them, possums require some trauma great enough to shatter their ego. And possums have formidable egos in order to propel them into ecstasy. That's right. As Rumi says, where there is ruin, there is hope of treasure. Rumi also...
As Romy and Michelle said, we invented Post-its. Where are we going with this? I don't know who Rumi is either, but I do know who Romy and Michelle were from Romy and Michelle's high school reunion. So there you go.
So says, you have to keep breaking your heart until it opens. And then Rumi also said, sometimes love wants to do us a favor, hold us upside down
And as the Divinal said, sometimes when I think about you, I touch myself. These are all personal problems that could be helped with therapy. This would be the time that I could be sponsored by BetterHelp. BetterHelp. Come on, sponsor me. Look, I'm really kind of a poster child for maladaptive coping mechanisms and dark humor instead of therapy, but I'll take your money.
shake all the nonsense out. Well, I could traumatize these babies right now into a state of bliss. But I would be accused of marsupial abuse, so I'm not going to do that again. No, no. These little ones are destined to live out their days ignorant of nirvana. Ah, well, give 'em a grape. But you can aspire to oneness. Have courage. Run into that fire. Leap off that cliff. Publicly state that political opinion. All will end in tragedy. And then...
She's actually correct for once. All will end in tragedy.
be transformed into transcendence. Until next time, bye. Bye-bye.
Well, there you go. I have no wisdom. I have gotten done, well, sort of almost done with my project. Now, for you who know me and those who don't, I do cross stitching. Now, this is all stamped on, but I have to, look, there are orphan squares that I need to go in and fix, as you can see. But there is no way I can go to Hobby Lobby, which means I can't fix this, which means I, of course, started on a new project because I can't sit still. So I already have a new project going. I am getting everything ready so I can start my diamond painting on my crafting channel. When you have dumb hands and tiny little diamond pieces that you're having to put into like little containers, and then because of static electricity, they all stick to everything. I know it's supposed to be relaxing, but trying to get those little MFers into all the containers and making sure you have the colors right and pliers. Why didn't I think of that? Because, yes, it will be here. I've got the cord because I needed to get a cord because I hadn't gotten a new phone in like 10 years. So I didn't realize that they changed the butts to these. So now you have a C to a C instead of a lightning to a C to a USB. Why do they always change the butts to these things? And I know they're not called butt plugs, but this is what I call them. I know they're powery cord plugs, or I just call them butt plugs for technology. Why must they always change the butt plugs? Why can't we just, from the generation who's had to go from cassette to DVD or to CD to MP3 to podcast, can we just keep things the mother effing same? Can we just keep the butt plugs the same so I don't have to buy a new damn charger thingy-mabob for everything? Because I'm about tired of it. Oh, well, the power cordy things, I call them butt plugs. Look, I make going to Best Buy hysterical or embarrassing for Mr. Mo. But I do hope you guys have a great day. I am sending you over. I will be joining Nick. We are going to be going over some Laura Owens info. And, that's hilarious. That woman is all the crazy. And I'm here for it because not my circus, not my monkeys, not my lawsuit, which is always helpful for me to enjoy drama. So we will be going over there. And then at noon, we will be back on the Paul Carino case. One day I'm going to figure out how we say it. I really am. But we are getting into actually some of the more kind of crime, not so much physical crime, but the actual quadruple homicide and arson. So do be prepared as we go forward. That is probably going to get into some more harrowing testimony. I will try to have it outlined when we do go into kind of the medical examiner and things like that. So you can skip that stream if you want. But it looks like today is going to be a lot more torture by the defense. So have a wonderful day. I do have a members videos out. So for members, I have been a terrible content creator for members stuff. And what I'm going to start doing now is when I make videos out of my live streams, those will be members first, and then they'll be general. That way it's fair. I have 6 kids. I have seen my grocery bills. I understand everyone can't, be a member all the time. So that way I can give members some stuff and give you guys and subs some stuff. And I feel like I'm doing stuff. On that note, I am working on how to get my notes from here onto my computer, so that you guys can have access to my notes. That was one of the other members' things that I'm working on. So just because it appears that I'm not doing stuff, I am doing stuff. I'm just dead awful at it. But thank you guys so much for joining this morning. Stay safe, stay warm. If you can, stay inside and off the roads. And I will see you, all around today, but over at Nick's next. So you guys should be going over there. And have a wonderful, wonderful day, you guys. Bye.